Happy Monday. It is snowing again out there. Um, and whenever I see big flakes of snow, I'm reminded of like a snow globe metaphor for a busy brain and letting everything just settle. And so we'll use that this morning as we get centered, closing the eyes, or maybe looking outside your window if it's snowing where you are. And opening up your mind to everything that's going on in your life, everything that's going on in your family, in your home, in your neighborhood, in the world, everything that takes up brain space just for a moment. Imagine shining a light on all of it, all of your thoughts about all this stuff. And so oftentimes in meditation, you might be kind of encouraged to push things aside. And the ego has a funny way of resisting that push. And so just for a moment, you might imagine just opening up your mind to the tasks, to the topics. And imagine all of those things and their associated emotions and how those things land in your physical body. You might begin to visualize them as little snowflakes swirling around, obscuring the view. And then with every exhale, imagine all of those thoughts, all of those flakes of snow drifting down and settling, allowing you to see the view really clearly, this crystalline sky. And when your mind's eye allows you to see that crystalline sky, begin to scan the body and notice what you feel. Noticing any tension or tiredness, any aches, any tenderness. And then, if your mind begins to start snowing again, just notice the thoughts, allow them to settle, making space for that clear sky, unhindered view. And then bring your mind's eye and your focus back inside the body, breathing in and breathing out. Allow the shoulders to soften, allow the legs to relax. Feel the ground beneath your feet. And take a few more breaths here, noticing your starting point before practice, your level of tension, your energy, your emotions, and taking stock of what is. Let's take one more deep breath in and deep breath out. And then with your inhale, sweep the hands out and up, bringing fingers and palms to touch. Lean back into the chair a bit and then bring hands to heart. And as hands drop down, look down. Shoulders drop away from the ears. Just softening there. Let's take 3 breaths, bringing your inhale into whatever stretch you're feeling in the muscles, in the joints, in the back, in the neck. And then with every exhale, soften, settle. And then breathing in, gaze forward. Draw the head back in space like you're giving yourself a little bit of a double chin. Roll the heads, the arm bones back. We'll go right ear to right shoulder, only going as far as feels good in your body. Take 3 breaths. Left shoulder softens down. Left jaw relaxes. All the skin through the scalp and face. Feel that nice opening and stretching. And then after your 3rd breath, let the head drop back down to center. Bring the head back up with your inhale. And with your exhale, draw your head back in space and then left ear to left shoulder. 3 breaths in your mind's eye, scanning in a really deep and nuanced way every little sensation that this shape creates. Maybe in the front of the neck, maybe all the way down the arm or through the shoulder blade. One more breath in. And head drops down with the exhale. And then let the hands drift down to the legs. Look over to your right elbow or armpit, tucking the chin to the right end of the collarbone. Roll the heads of the arm bones back a bit to stay open through the chest. And then glide the head down and around, chin across the chest to the other end of the collarbone. Couple breaths. And then chin to chest, gaze forward. And then we'll come forward in the chair. If your feet are warm enough, you might take your socks off. And lovely. And we'll do a couple more neck stretches. So we'll do a little assisted neck stretch. And so we'll go in pretty gently here. So same stretch. So draw the head and neck back in space and then right ear toward right shoulder. Find kind of the most intense place and then back out of it like 50%. So it's just a little bit of a stretch. And then right fingertips come across the head, spread the fingers wide, almost like you're cupping the head and the skin with your fingers. Give yourself a little traction up. So creating just a little bit more sensation. And then gently press the head into the pads of the fingers, creating a little resistance. And the fingertips are dragging up and away. And the head is lightly pressing into the fingertips. So it's not the most intense stretch, but it's a lot. And then let the hand come behind the head. Look down, give yourself that nice stretch there, and then press the head into the hand as the hand glides kind of forward. So you're still giving yourself traction, also that resistance of ever so slightly pressing the head down with the hand and pushing the head back up into the palms, into the pads of the fingers. One more breath in, and then release the hand. Gaze forward and take 3 breaths. Notice what you feel. Differences between left and right, echoes of sensation where the hand was, even in the hair follicles. Notice what you're feeling there in the scalp. And then we'll go to the other side. So draw the head and neck back in space, left ear to left shoulder. Find a good bit of intensity and then back out about 50%. So it's not much sensation, but a little. And then the left fingertips, let the fingers spread wide. So you're covering lots of surface area, and then glide up and away. And then find that ever so gentle tug, pressing the head into the pads of the fingers. Make sure you're breathing in and out through the nose if your nose is clear. And if you exhale through the mouth, just ensure that you're not doing a forceful exhale. It's just gentle, effortless. And then once again, the head glides or the hand glides to the back of the head. Let the head drop back down, chin to chest. Use that sense of traction, tugging the elbow forward, and then ever so softly press the head into the hand into the head. Find your breath. And then release the hand and gaze forward. Take 3 big breaths. Deep breath in and let it go. Another inhale and a big exhale. And we'll come into a side stretch. So we'll come into our side angle pose and we'll add in some neck stretches from there. So find a gently wide stance, extend the left leg a bit. So just straightening the leg a bit, just for a little asymmetry. Zip up through the belly. So draw the sides of the waist back, right forearm to right thigh. We'll start with left hand to left hip as you kind of come into this plane where the shoulders are in the same plane as the right leg. So you're bending over toward the right leg and then lift the elbow, draw the head back in space a little bit, maybe hand to head, and then lean back into the hand. Only if that feels okay on your shoulder. Get heavy through the left sitting bone, really soften sitting bone down. And then look down toward your chest. Let that top hand give you that nice neck stretch. Bring the hand back, looking down. You might get a really good stretch through the shoulder blade here and into that side stretch. One more breath in and out. And then press down through the feet, press down into that right forearm to assist coming up. And then notice that you feel. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Maybe toggle the head side to side to release some of those muscles if that's pretty intense. And then let's switch sides. So reset your gently wide stance and then extend through the right leg, ensuring the kneecap is pointed up and the toes pointed forward. And then left forearm to thigh. Kind of bring the rib cage. So you're turning the rib cage a bit more toward this extended leg and shoulder over wrist. You can start with hand at hip, head draws back, and then you can do hand to shoulder, lifting up through the elbow, lean the head back in space. A lot of times you really collapse forward. Yeah, beautiful. And then if it felt okay on the other side, try on this side, hand to head, lifting the head up into the hand and lifting the elbow up and away, giving you that traction. And if it feels like your right hip popped up, let it drop back down. Deep breaths. And then let the hand glide toward the back of the head, look down toward the chest, give yourself that gentle traction, a little bit of an assisted stretch. If it's too intense, soften that engagement. One more breath in, and a deep breath out. And then inhale to root down and rise up. And then exhale, legs come in. Let's reset the whole spine through a few rounds of cat and cow. Fingers wrap around the fronts of the knees, breathing in, let the shoulders roll back. Breathing out, hollow out the belly and round. Inhaling to lift. And exhale to round. And this next couple rounds of your cat and cow, notice if there are any places along the spine or in the muscles in the back or in the muscles in the chest and shoulders that feel like pausing at any place in this path might feel good. For me, this is here. I think it's going to pause. Pause in your trajectory for 3 breaths. Breathing into whatever stretch you're feeling. Maintaining that little core engagement so we're not collapsing. And with your next inhale, root down through the feet, press into the palms, sit up tall, and let it go. And let's come to standing. And we'll come behind the chair. We'll take a couple breaths in our mountain pose. So feet hip distance-ish. Hands turning to face forward if that feels okay. Roll the head to the arm bones back, a little nod of the chin. Let's take 3 breaths. Scan the body. You might close the eyes. And if busy thoughts come back in, just let them settle all the way down toward the ground, just like an imaginary snow globe. And then we'll come to the chair and we'll come into our pyramid pose straight away. So stepping really close to the chair and then bring the weight into the left foot, bend the right knee and hug the inner thighs together. So you're getting really tall. Bring hands to heart, challenging the balance. Use one hand on the chair if that's feeling tricky for you. So feel the inner thighs really get active. Glutes are active, and then we'll hinge at the hips. So we'll go chest forward, sitting bones back. So if it feels like you're rounding and tucking, kind of send your sitting bones back, and then take a big step back with that right foot and bring the hand back down to the chair, and the back heel comes to the ground. If your back calf is really tight, you can shorten your stance, wiggle around if you need to. You can also come up a little bit onto the ball of the foot. And both legs are straight but not locked, this little hugging muscle to bone. And then we'll hinge at the hips again. So rather than keeping the tailbone sort of tucked down, we're going to let the tailbone scoop back. So we're lifting this left sitting bone a bit, coming into nice hamstring stretch here. And send some work through the back foot. So not all of the weight and energy and effort are going into the front leg and hamstring. Toes are long. Make sure you're breathing. And if it feels like you have a big arch in your back, zip the waistline up toward the sky. And then from here, we'll come up Left hand, the front hand is going to glide across the chair toward the right hand side of the chair. And then left hand to left hip, coming into a little bit of a side stretch, coming kind of in toward a triangle pose, dropping forearm to chair or hand to the seat of the chair. And if it feels okay, reach that back hand up, soften the knees a little bit. Awkward triangle pose. A breath in. And then as you exhale, turn the torso back to the chair, bend into the front knee, and steady forward. Nicely done. Take a breath in and out. Notice what you feel. One more round of breath. And then come close to the chair if you migrated away. And we'll go into that stork pose. So hugging the knee in, left knee bends, standing tall in the right leg. Weight's a little bit more in the right heel than in the right toes. Getting really tall. Magnetizing the inner thighs, begin to hinge. So chest forward, sitting bones back, draw the belly in almost like a plank pose. And then take a big step back. Bring the back heel down. Adjust if you need to. Widen your stance if you need to. And then once it feels like your legs are in the right place, you're getting nice stretch through the back calf. We'll hinge at the hips. Think sitting bones back, chest forward, waistline up toward the sky, collarbones broad. So notice if it feels like you're craning or reaching. Find a little softness for the neck. The heart reaches, but the neck is soft. And lifting through the sitting bones, making sure that the toes aren't gripping the ground too firmly. And then inhale, come back up. And then right hand, the front hand, is going to glide across the left hand side of the chair. And left hand comes to the left hip and drop down any amount. Soften these. You can also allow this back foot to angle a little bit out to accommodate this triangle pose. If you have enough space, reach up. Just a breath here. Little triangle pose. Breath in. Nicely done. And then a breath out. Gaze down. Hand comes down. Bend into the front knee and float forward. Nicely done. Take a breath in and a breath out. Shake it out a little bit. And we'll do that one breath, one movement for each side. So inhale, standing close to the chair, stand tall in the left leg, bend the right knee. Exhale, hands to chair, step back. Inhale, get really tall. And then exhale, coming into your pyramid pose. Inhale, coming back up. And then exhale, left hand crosses to the right side of the chair. And then exhale, dropping down. Inhale, right arm reaches up for your triangle pose. And then inhale, sweeping that right arm back and then forward. And exhale, bend into the front knee and steps forward. A breath in and a breath out. Other side, breath in, hands to heart. Weight into the right foot. Exhale, step the left foot back. Inhale, get tall, legs strong. Exhale into pyramid. Inhale, coming up, glide the right hand across, left hand to hip. Exhale, dropping down a bit. And inhale, reaching, left arm up. And then exhale, hand comes back down to the chair, pivot, And inhale, step forward. And exhale, let it go. Let's reset through a downward facing dog. Breath in, hands to heart, and breath out. Step on back, down dog. Nice, soft, easy exhales, big, full, expansive inhales. Lifting up and back through the tailbone, hugging in and up through the waistline, low ribs, heart softens down. One more breath in and out. And then make your way back into your mountain pose, breathing in and breathing out. Let's call it a day. Have a seat, nicely done. Mm. And there we go. All right, so getting comfortable in the chair. Close the eyes. Return to that visualization of that snow globe. And instead of using it as watching your thoughts settle, use that image as a body scan. So imagining a few flakes of snow in your mind's eye, starting at the top of the head. And as they settle, scan down through the face, through the jaw, through the neck, the shoulders. Keep watching those snowflakes drop down through the body, all the way down through the legs, through the shins, through the soles of the feet to the earth. And then once they settle, start back at the top of the head. And you notice pockets of tension. Imagine that those snowflakes can bring a sense of release, of cooling any heated tension. A few more breaths here. And if you'd like, bring one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Maybe set an intention for the rest of your day. Bringing in a sense of compassion or peace, sense of ease or purpose. And take one more breath in and let it go. And inhaling, sweep the hands out and up. And exhaling, draw them to the center of gratitude at the heart. And the light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Have a beautiful rest of your day, yogis.